Hey everybody, welcome back to Sons of Cinema. My name is Ron, and today I'm going to do a review on The Strangers Chapter 3. I just went and saw this yesterday in the movie theater, and it was a great experience because I was the only one in the theater. So it was really nice and quiet, and I could just really focus on the film here. I'm not going to get too deep into the plot because if you're watching this, you've probably already seen Chapter 1 and 2, but there may be some spoilers in this review, so just be aware. This film picks up directly where chapter 2 left off, where Maya kills Pinup Girl. We also see in this film the trauma effects on Maya, played by Madeline Petch. We get some more backstory on the Scarecrow and the Pinup Girl characters. We also get one scene explaining who Dollface is. We learn Sheriff Rotter, played by Richard Brake, is the father of Gregory, who's a scarecrow. Surprise, surprise. And basically, the rest of the movie is centered on Scarecrow and Dollface trying to get Maya to become the new pinup girl. Things I liked about this movie shot well. There's a lot of beauty and dark colors and the shots that bring out a lot of like creepiness to the scenes. Madeline Petch is good in this movie for what they gave her character to do. Richard Brake, as always, chews the scenery, and Gabriel Basso as Scarecrow is actually pretty good. At times, this movie reminds me of a Rob Zombie film, just from the way it's shot and some of the brutality of the scenes, down to even the soundtrack. Some of the music in this, you will notice, have been in some other Rob Zombie type films. Some things I didn't like: the reveals of the sheriff being involved, of Dollface, and frankly, the reveal of Gregory being Scarecrow is like, eh, they're underwhelming. With the sheriff, you find out that he's Gregory's father. He actually helped them get off the murder from chapter 2. He helped them get off as children, but he realized that they were psychopaths. So he just told his son, just kill people that aren't from here, no townsfolk, just people that come through, strangers that come through. And the reveal of Dollface was just one little scene where she's basically a scorned lover and she murders her boyfriend for doing something kind of creepy. He was hitting on this other little girl, like was clearly underage, but uh so that's the reveal of Dollface. Eh, Again, one scene, you get nothing else. I don't think you ever hear her talking the entire. Oh, that's not true. She does. She has a few lines when she's telling her boyfriend, um, he swore he wouldn't do this again, and that's the last thing that she ever says on film to the other two, Scarecrow and Pinup Girl. She just says he promised he wouldn't do it again, whatever that was. So either he's a pedo or he just likes to hit on other women. Don't really know. Again, it's one of those things you got to determine on your own. That's not explained. So some of my thoughts on this film. I didn't mind this movie at all. I didn't mind it. I've seen a lot of reviews where people are hating on this thing like it's the worst thing that's ever come out in the movie theaters, and I've been able to just shut my brain off. Look, this isn't an original story, obviously. I mean, the first chapter 1 is basically just almost the exact same thing as the original film was. Like, I get that they're trying to expand the explanations behind the strangers, and that's, I guess, one of the biggest things that everyone's hating on. We don't need to know why they do what they do, or we don't need explanations. I'm a person that likes explanation. Explain to me why this person is the way they are. Explain to me why they're doing the things that they're doing. I love the psychology of of a killer or a slasher on film. Yeah, I mean, if you want mindless killing for no reason, that's great. And that's the same thing that people get upset about with like the Halloween films. "Oh, we don't need the backstory behind Michael Myers. We don't need to know that he's got a sister or he's this or that. We just want him to kill for no reason. Why? You got to have some kind of reason, even if it means you're just crazy as shit. I like explanations and I need those in my films. One of the biggest questions in this film is never answered. That question is, why do the strangers want Maya to be the new pinup girl with them? Do they need three? Is it one of those kind of things where he's, OCD and has got to have three of them? Or is it because he's infatuated with Maya? Or is it because he wants to punish her and make sure that she's becomes part of their group because he thinks that she's like him? I don't know. It's not answered, and that's a big problem for me here. But again, I kind of overlook it like, okay, let's just move on. There's many examples of this kind of thing in the movie where the psychology of the characters aren't explained at all. So again, you're not only are you watching this because and you're trying to dumb it down so that you can enjoy it, but you're also left to try to think, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are these people doing this? Like, why is Maya paralyzed half the movie? I'm thinking because of the trauma. Again, I can find some excuse for the way she is in this movie. She doesn't have a lot of lines, and she's just paralyzed with fear is what I took out of it. Again, you're gonna have to kind of determine on your own what anybody is feeling in this movie because nothing is ever really relayed. It's all how you interpret it. Another thing that was kind of annoying in this movie is just the sheer lack of common sense in any decision making in this film. Anytime you think the natural thing to do is do this, they do the opposite. And it's sometimes you're just left scratching your head like, why? First of all, this movie could have been over. Well, this movie should have been over after chapter one, but I get it. You're trying to expand on the lure. That's not a bad thing. I like it. I want more of it. It's just make it make sense. Like a lot of this shit didn't make any kind of sense. So we're just kind of led to believe that these two children are just psychopaths, and there's not really a rhyme or reason or a backstory of why they became like this. They seem to have what at least Gregory seems to have a good home life, but we didn't get any kind of backstory home life on Pinup Girl. So again, it's things that you have to determine on your own. And I like this film. I didn't mind it. I don't care. Uh, with these 3 films, I'll watch this trilogy again. Now, is the greatest thing ever? No, it's far from it. It's predictable, and sometimes it's weird, and it leaves you with a lot more questions than it does answers, but that's okay. That's part of the experience, and boy, I have not seen this kind of hate for a movie in or for a trilogy in just a long time. And there are much worse movies out there, especially being horror fans. You know this. There are much worse movies out there. This one is tolerable. I could watch this. I can't watch that last Jeepers Creepers movie. That thing is so fucking bad. I don't even want to remember it exists. These I can watch these again. Once we get into chapter 2, it starts picking up. And again, I like backstory. I like explanation. I'm not just somebody who can just, oh yeah, he's just killing for the fun of it. Why? I need to know why. And this film and this whole trilogy tries to expand on that. It's not perfect. It still has a lot of problems, and I don't know how this movie is going to do because I'm hearing that they're already maybe talking about doing a fourth one. But if my movie experiences any kind of gauge into how this is going to be, I don't think this movie is going to make a lot because, like I said, I was the only one in my theater, and it was very comfortable, very nice. And I would recommend this movie. Maybe, if you got an hour and a half, it's short, it's quick, it's not, you don't sit there forever looking at your watch. I found myself sometimes engaged in what I was watching. Of course, I'm listening to try to understand some psychology of this shit, but it doesn't give you much, so you don't miss much. But this is one you can throw on, when it comes out on streaming. I'd recommend watching it. Check it out. It's not a waste of an hour and a half. There's a lot worse things you could do. Anyway, that's my review. I hope you all enjoy. And if you got some time, check out this movie. It ain't too fucking bad. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.